All right, what is going on, guys? We are back for the Lightforce podcast, episode number 21. First episode of 2026. We're back after a little week off. I know this is Laney as always. How we doing?
Recovering. There's
Recovering.
this crazy thing going around right now called flu A. Some people are calling it the super flu, and it slapped me right in the face on
Mm.
Christmas. So I apologize. It is my fault that we did not get an episode out last week and that we didn't do like a final episode of 2025. That's on me. I was dying. I'm not 100% yet, but we're here. I have my voice, so we may as well record. The
May as
finale of
well.
Stranger Things came out yesterday.
Yep.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We're here.
Yeah, we did get out that, we might not have had an episode last week, but we did get out that, Thor reaction the other day for
Yeah.
the Thor Avengers Doomsday trailer. So there was something. There's something this week. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Lightforce Podcast. We posted it over there. It was real good stuff. But yeah, we're going to talk about Stranger Things today. Obviously, we'll dip into Volume 2 as well, because now that the finale's out, we didn't talk about Volume 2. This is basically going to be like a finale slash just Season 5 overall thoughts, review, all that stuff. But before we get into any of that, you guys can go follow me on social media, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at Noah Nation Vlogs, YouTube, Noah Nation Gaming. How about yourself?
You can follow me everywhere at Laney Byers. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, stream community. I'm so sorry. It's been so long. If you guys are hearing this before I end up streaming next, it's just because I've been dying.
Down and
But
out.
hopefully I'll see you guys soon. I do normally stream regularly to Twitch and YouTube at Laney Byers. Hopefully we'll be back to that soon.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be back to that, hopefully. But yeah, so I think that's all for the housekeeping. After keeping you guys waiting for an extra week, it's the first episode of 2026. Got to start off with a bang. Stranger Things Season 5 has officially come, gone. The show is over. The finale was last night, the night we're filming this. Obviously, you guys are seeing this on Friday morning. And then we obviously didn't talk about the 3 episodes. Yeah, it was 3, right? That came out for
Yeah.
Volume 2 on Christmas because we weren't able to make an episode last week. So like I said, we're just going to kind of talk a little bit about everything. Stranger Things Season 5 today. The finale especially, the loose ends that may or may not have gotten tied up. Did we like it? Did we hate it? Did we love it? All that good stuff. So where do you want to start? Because I feel like you're going to be a little bit more opinionated on this than I am. And I
You
have my
don't know
gripes.
that. You don't
I have
know
my
that.
gripes. And I have things that I'm questioning just like everybody else is. But have a feeling I'm still a little bit more positive here, but we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. I guess we should just like talk about the episodes 5, 6, and 7 briefly first, I
Yeah.
guess, since we kind of skipped over that last week. Um
I'm just trying to like remember
I
them all because I
it
only watched them
was
once.
I forget the name of the first one, but there was also Escape from Camazotz, and
There's that.
then Shock Jock, Escape from Camazotz, and oh
It was the
god,
last one.
I don't remember the last
Whatever
one.
that
Yeah.
episode 7 pre-ultimate episode was.
Yeah, I don't remember that one. But you guys know how I felt about Volume 1. I did not love Volume 2 very much more than Volume 1. I don't think that, I mean, they just kept doing the exact same thing they did in Volume 1, but things just got less and less compelling. Like, there were some things in Volume 1 that we liked that felt Stranger Thingsy, and that I thought kind of contributed to the plot in a way. But it feels like in 5, 6, and 7, they just lost the plot completely. Like, it felt
Uh-huh.
like they were just sprinting to the finish line, and it felt like there was no direction. They had no idea how to wrap this up. And the dialogue took the hit. The dialogue took a hit. Like,
Yeah.
so bad.
Yeah.
So bad.
Didn't we? Didn't I? I think. Yeah. I think we talked about the dialogue when Volume 1 came out, and I was pretty easy on it. I acknowledge there was a couple things dialogue wise and the delivery wise that I didn't like. But there was also just didn't feel anything too out of the ordinary to me. But I remember watching Volume 2, and obviously it's been over a week now, so I don't remember any specifics. I'd have to go back and watch the episodes. But this is Volume 2 is where some of the problems that people had in Volume 1 became more apparent to me.
Yeah.
And it didn't affect my excitement for the finale, because ultimately it was just like, well, we only got one more episode. Like, I'm going to tune in. I'm going to be excited for it. But Volume 2 definitely left me a little bit left more to be desired after we watched it last week. Those 3 episodes, and I think this whole season overall has had some pros, had some maybe some big cons, which we'll obviously talk about. We just kind of sum up the whole thing, but yeah, I think that's the biggest my biggest takeaway last week from Volume 2 was the overall consensus that people had about Volume 1 and the things they hated about Volume 1. I started to feel watching Volume 2.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that, I mean, there were some high notes in Volume 2. I mean, I really liked the Steve and Dustin, where we went with that. That was something I was excited to see in Volume 2. They resolved it pretty quickly in one episode, but I still liked it. They don't have too much room to play with these mini mini character arcs in season 5, so I did like that a lot. I thought that Gaten Matarazzo did really, really well. So did Joe Keery with that whole scene of them fighting, and then in the staircase when they made up and Steve really got to see why Dustin was treating him the way he was treating him. And I knew that was where they were going to go with it, and I really, really liked. I think they hit that out of the park, really. I liked Nancy and Jonathan's scene in the melting room. I think it would have maybe hit harder if they had died in that scene. I'm not one that needs there to be character deaths for things to feel impactful, but I feel like it felt like that was where they were going with that scene. And then it just, like, they just got lucky, I guess, and the exotic matter
I guess it
stabilized,
stopped.
and then it just all of a sudden hardened at the perfect time.
What did you think about? Because I liked the scene too, but there was this. Everyone was confused online. Like, wait, did they break up? Did they make up? And then the Duffer Brothers came out and said no, they broke up.
I thought it was pretty clear that it was a breakup.
Well, they did the whole like, it was like, what did Jonathan call it? An unproposal or something like that. Yeah. And I'll be honest, I was a little bit confused. I was like, are they just being like, hey, maybe we're not ready for marriage because we clearly got to work on some stuff?
I thought it was like, no, we're clearly not right for each other, but we still like have love for each other, but we're not right for each other. So yeah.
I liked the scene. I didn't mind it. I saw people hating on it, hating the acting of it. I didn't feel any of that.
I didn't feel any of that. No, I thought they both did well in the scene. I've never been a fan of Jancy. I'm not the biggest fan of Jonathan and Nancy like individually either. Like, I've never been a huge Nancy fan. I feel like she's kind of mean to everybody. So I've never really loved her with Steve or with Jonathan. She's like badass. Yeah. Like, she's a really cool character. Down. Yeah, but I've never felt like she's a character that I like love and care so much about. I don't know. But yeah, I didn't have a problem with that scene. I feel like Collie was brought back just for the Duffers to be like, yeah, see, we don't regret making that episode in season 2, just for it to mean absolutely nothing for her to come back in the end. So
nobody could say we didn't get any deaths in the finale, so maybe that's another reason they brought her back, just as somebody technically there was a casualty. I don't know.
Yeah.
She didn't overstay her welcome, like, and become such a huge part of the plot where I was like, bro, like, we gotta get this out of here. Like, it was fine. When we get to the finale, we'll talk about it, but
yeah.
Still didn't need her to come back, but I'm trying to think of what else happened last week besides just like Will's coming out scene, but that was just the end of episode 7.
It was, and it's not like, I understand why that needed to happen, but I don't think everybody needed to be there for that. You know what I mean? Like, what did Murray and like some Mr. of those people Clark, it just made the scene feel less intimate that all of those people were there. And then I thought the dialogue, I didn't think that like Will's dialogue was weird, but the whole Me Too thing was really, really cheesy to me.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of that stuff in movies or shows, like where everybody just starts saying the same thing. Like, even in the final moments of episode 8, which we'll talk about, which I really loved. But everyone just kept saying, "I believe it, I believe it." I was like, everyone could have just say something else. Please just say something else. But we might as well just talk about Will's coming out scene since we brought it up. Yeah, plenty of people did not need to be there. Like, that's when you saw how many characters have been brought into this thing, and it was like, all right, this is kind of feeling bloated right now with everybody, maybe besides like one or two people in that room. Like, what was it? Was Kali in the room? I don't even think she was, or maybe she was in the background. And that's where it's like, she didn't need to be there, bro.
Yeah,
like,
she did not need to be there.
But I didn't mind.
Kali and no, Erica and Hopper were like already in position, right? They weren't. They were the only ones like.
No, Hopper was there. I thought he was like standing back, kind of like leaning up against something. I thought.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
This is what we get for not doing an episode last week. But
I don't remember.
Listen, I had no problem with the scene. Like, I've literally saw people online saying it came out of nowhere. I was like, no, it didn't. There's literally stuff in season 1 where Joyce is like talking to Hopper, filling him in about who Will is. And she's like, kids made fun of him, called him a queer, all this stuff. Like, technically, it's been a thing for like 5 seasons. So it's not like it came out of nowhere or anything. My only gripe with this scene is that, bro, you just established the world has ended in like 4 hours.
In like 5 minutes.
Not the time and place,
we gotta
dude.
Go. He was
and
just
I know what,
like, they were and I was like,
I know what they're trying to say. Like, he needs to be, you know, okay with himself to be able to go into this battle or whatever. But like, I feel like they kind of established that when he got his powers. We didn't need to see it again 4 hours before the world was gonna end. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe you should have done that scene like 3 episodes prior. That was my only gripe with it, because this is should be way more of a sense of urgency here, and there's not, because this is what we chose to end the episode with before I think they finished off their plan to go to the Upside Down or whatever. That was my only gripe with the whole thing.
Yep. I can't really think of anything else from Volume 2 that, like, we need to hit on. Anything big. I mean, all of the stuff in Henry's mind. I mean, we ended up getting no insight on any of that stuff, really. Like, we never get to see what's in the briefcase. Do we?
Well, we do get to see what's in the briefcase. Well, those are some of the stuff that I was just like, well, these are like, I could say these are Volume 2 problems that I have, but they're really just they're just Season 5 problems. So I figured we can just
move on. We just move on.
So should we talk about our overall season thoughts first before we get to the finale? Like, or should we just break down this finale a little bit and then it probably makes sense? Okay.
Yeah.
Overall, before we start talking about story plot, this problem here, like this here, all that stuff about the finale, did you just fundamentally enjoy the finale, last episode of Stranger Things?
I didn't mind it. Like, I didn't hate it. Like,
okay.
Like, it wasn't as bad, I feel like, as every episode prior. But there are some things that were just like, okay, that's what we built up to, and that's how quickly they were able to defeat Vecna and the Mind Flayer. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Why does that
I just feel like it was easy.
That's such a reoccurring thing with things we keep reviewing on this show. Big bads being beaten too easily.
Yeah.
Like, we talked about that in Fantastic Four. I just watched Captain America Brave New World for the first time last week, and this guy beats Red Hulk in like 10 minutes. Like, what's with these big bad villains?
By talking him down.
Across multiple franchises getting beaten so quickly. I don't know what the reoccurring theme is in Hollywood for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know. And, oh my gosh, Jamie Bauer did so well in this season. I feel like he carried so much. Like, if they didn't have him like acting as well as he did as such a compelling villain and really making us see how scary he is, like, the pacing of the show and the stakes and everything weren't there, but Jamie's acting was there to make us feel like, okay, Vecna is still a serious threat, because nothing else gave us that. You know what I mean? Literally nothing.
That's just like, we did talk. We didn't do the podcast last week. We did, talk off camera a little bit, and it's just like, one of my biggest things about Stranger Things, even going back to season 4, is it just felt like it was getting a little bit far away from the small town mystery, and it was becoming this big world problem that for some reason a couple of teenagers are the last line of defense. And I still tried to remember throughout watching season 5, like, all right, like, there's still, like, the rest of Hawkins still never knew, from what we understand, what actually happened. They're still under the impression that a big earthquake tore apart their city and all that stuff.
The memorial at the end.
So, like, that was one thing I tried to keep in mind. Like, well, there can only be so many people to fight this world problem because not everybody's supposed to know about it. That was something that I guess like even going back to season 4 like kind of bothered me a little bit, but season 4 was so good. So I guess it kind of trumped that fact, but then we got to season 5 and some of these episodes just really weren't hitting, and it's like, yo, there's this abyss and the upside down is a wormhole, and it just started getting so big world, and I'm like, bro, Dustin and Lucas are supposed to take this thing down.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and the rest of the crew, and I get it, Eleven's got powers, they got Kali, Will's got powers now, but that was like, it was like almost a hard sell, which it shouldn't be, because at the end of the day, this is like a sci-fi fantasy thing. But I don't know where I was going with that, but you just started talking about the stakes, and I just thought about, man, the stakes technically have gotten bigger. Like, they've gotten so big, and they might have gotten too big, but then I guess, I don't know, you see how they beat it, and they beat it pretty easily. What did you think about, they make it to the Abyss, and this is where someone, like, we're going to talk about the final moments of this episode, and I thought it was a beautiful final moments of this episode, in my personal opinion, but even going back to this finale alone, like, we get, or just throughout season 5, like, we get to see the Mind Flayer in the Abyss. And weren't we under the impression for the last 4 seasons that this thing liked it cold?
Yeah.
What's it doing in a desert?
In a desert landscape, I don't even know.
And where's the rest of the creatures at?
Like, I think that I don't know. I feel like this is why I say they lost the plot. There were no Demogorgons in the last episode of Stranger Things.
No bats.
No bats. No threat to them. They were just joyriding back through the upside down to get back to the real world, which I thought was crazy.
Which used to be deadly, even last season.
It was deadly to even breathe the air in there. They like, you know, like you literally couldn't just walk around without having your life on the line.
And that's like, I don't mean to cut you off, but like even that last season was like, wait a minute, they can breathe in the upside down now? Yeah. And I guess even going back to season 2, like they're in the tunnels, and it's technically that air is a little bit toxic or whatever, but it's not like the
they were always in
hazmat
suits.
Yeah, they were always in hazmat suits and stuff like that. But even going back to season 4, like Eddie and Steve and like they're all just up and about in the upside down, breathing fine. But I guess there was one thing that kind of got swept under the rug, because when the rest of the show and the plot is so good, I think majority of people have no problem sweeping things like that under the rug. But when you get to season 5 and people already aren't enjoying a lot of it, and then you still have those problems, like, wait a minute, what happened? I thought the Upside Down was a lot more deadly. Why is the Mind Flayer in an abyss? I thought he liked it cold. Those things become so prominent when the rest of it isn't hidden.
Yeah.
Is what I was trying to say.
Yeah. And then it's just like, so are the Demogorgons and the Demobats and everything, are they from the abyss or are they from the Upside Down? Like, is the Mind Flayer from the abyss or is it from the upside down? And we still never really got, like, why is the upside down a mirror image of Hawkins? And, you know, like,
it's all, like, all we can do is just theorize and assume on some of this stuff.
Which is silly. It's silly, because they said that we weren't going to be left with any questions, that all of our questions from season 1 were going to be answered, and they're not. And that's why I just say, like, I really don't know how I feel entirely about the last episode. I think part of me feels like, I mean, yeah, of course this is how the only way they could have ended it, with the way they set up the season. Like, they weren't going to give us any answers. They were never going to give you that many answers. So this is how it was always going to end. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like, and even like, why does it look like Hawkins in the Upside Down? It's like, all right, well, all we're left to do is theorize. So I guess because the gate opened in Hawkins, and there's something else I was going to point out there. You said something else. You're like, why is Upside Down look like Hawkins? Then you said something else, and I was going to add on to that, but I keep forgetting shit.
I don't remember what I said either.
Oh no.
Like, well, another thing about season 1, like, remember when they first met 11 and 11 knew who Will was when they said they were looking for him, and she knew who he was. We never find out why she knew who Will was, you know, and she knew where to find him in the Upside Down, like. And I don't know. I feel like there's just so much that we actually don't find out. And I still don't really love the reason, because they were like, oh, we're going to find out why Vecna chose Will. And then it was just because he was weak and easily manipulated.
And he was just the first kid he saw, I guess.
Yeah, like
that's one of the things, like, again, and I want to keep reiterating this because I don't want to hate on this show overall or this final episode, because I love Stranger Things and I really like the ending specifically to this show, like the epilogue or whatever, I thought was very nice.
Yeah.
But I will sit here and absolutely point out, like, there's so many things, there's so many can of worms that got opened, even just this season alone, that we have no answer to. Like, did Henry have to strike on November 6th? We know that's when Will disappeared or whatever, but why did he have, like, specifically have to target his plan and try to execute it on November 6th? Why did he need 12 kids? I understand that kids are more impressionable, and that's why he wanted to use kids for his plan, but why were the kids essential to his plan? Like, what was going on there? Like, were they feeding the Mind Flayer, like, child blood or something because it's fresh and it helps it feed it or something? Like, I don't know. Why? Dude, they added that whole thing this season that I think you said might have changed some ages a little bit, about Henry going to school with Joyce and Hopper and all of them, and we think that's going to be something pivotal, and
it wasn't.
We see them go back and, like, do the play thing to get to Henry in this finale, but you didn't need any other characters to be tied into that. Like, there's so many little things like that it's just like, why we're just gonna leave these unanswered. Like, I was interested to know why it was specifically 12 kids, and now we don't know. That's one of my biggest problems.
And,
with
like, I don't
this,
even
the
know
show.
what they were gonna do when he did crash the worlds into each other. Like, then what? Like, what would have happened?
I guess everybody dies and we start
You know
new.
what I mean? Like, we don't even know.
It was like Thanos just being like,
happen.
I'm just gonna wipe everybody out and start new, I guess. Like,
I guess.
Listen, that's the biggest problem with season 5. And even, like, if you can go season to season in Stranger Things and look at, like, things that have been inconsistent, like power scaling with all the creatures that have come from the Upside Down, has been beaten to death by people. We talk about this. We've talked about this plenty. People have talked about this plenty online. It's like, whatever it is, Demodogs, Demobats, it doesn't matter what shows up. They could be super crucial to season 1, season 2. And then you get to season 4 or 5, and it's like, Lucas just boots one out of the elevator real easily. And it's like, there's so many little inconsistencies like that, which is, again, I think people are more willing to brush underneath the rug because they have been for the last 4 seasons. But we're at season 5 and it's the ending, and you promised all these answers, and season 5 isn't hitting like we all thought it was going to be. So now these problems get brought to light.
The writing just wasn't there. I think maybe that's why it took so long for us to get this season. And I think they just did not know how to land this plane. And I don't think they landed it as well as they could have. I think they took the safe route in every way imaginable to finish this series. Like, nobody dies. Nobody that, other than 11, maybe. You know what I mean?
So
like, even that is a safe route in my mind. Like, that's... I
feel like they left that open-ended on purpose because they keep talking about, the Duffers keep talking about some Stranger Things spin-off show, and even though they've said, like, it's not going to have anything to do with Hawkins or the characters, like, everybody at Hollywood lies to keep secrets under the wraps, so, like, I would not be surprised if it's like, oh, we're making a spin-off show about 11 and what happens next or something like that. So, like, but like you said, nobody dies besides, like, Collie.
Yeah. Collie, and that's it.
Which somebody online said Hopper was just hiding behind the door with the bandages, like, she die yet? I'm gonna make sure she dies, and then go and be like, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious, dude. He wanted her dead.
I don't know.
I also cracked up when he just picked up 11 to run away. Just left Collie there.
Yeah.
He was like, yo, he's Collie's biggest op, dude. That was a pretty funny moment. Not gonna lie. I understand. I would have left Collie too.
I don't know. I don't feel like I have too much to say about it because there's not much to unpack there.
Yeah.
I've never been like the craziest fan of Stranger Things, and it's not like something I'm passionate about. So I guess that's why I'm just like, okay, all right.
No,
I guess that's it then.
I hear you. I mean, listen, we talked about before the season started, like, I didn't even think anybody, main character-wise, like, at least the kids, needed to die for it to feel, like, consequential.
No.
Like, I just didn't feel like that was the case. And a lot of people leading upwards, that was a big conversation. Oh, Steve's gonna die. Who's gonna die? And somebody made a good point on, I don't think it might have been on Twitter or something I was reading last night, and it was like, yo, like, this show was never meant to be like Game of Thrones or something like that, where there has to be all this blood, gore, and casualties to see what happens on the other side. Like, this show was originally just about some kids in Hawkins, and they got a shit end of the stick, and now they've been fighting this battle for, I think if you tally it all up, I think it's like 6 years or something like that, technically. So to me, I didn't really mind nobody dying, I didn't want
Me either.
anyone to be like for instance, like Dustin and Steve kept being like, "If you die, I die," and then they say it back to each other. That like they go back to that like 3 times from season 3, probably said it in season 4 too, and I know they said it when they had that dialogue this season. And it got to the point where I was like, bro, I don't think either of you are gonna die. Like you keep saying it so much, like, and you think like, oh, they keep saying it, so only one of them's gonna die. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, my gut instinct was just like, no, I just don't think either of them are going.
Yeah, after episode 7, I was like, I don't think anybody's gonna die except like 11 and Kali because of what they were planning, you know?
Yeah.
And I also don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think you have to have a crazy amount of character deaths and, you know, bodies to make a good show and make it feel impactful. I don't know. I just feel like there's a different way to go about it, though, to make your villain seem like a good villain.
Yeah.
And also, like, I don't know.
I think if you build off of season 4 with how it ended, which, you know, technically they beat Vecna, but they don't because they know he's still out there. So season 4 ends kind of brutally. Max is in a coma. 11 and Hopper are back together, and it's all fine for a second. Then they go outside, and it looks like the apocalypse, which them not starting season 5 with the apocalypse was obviously a big problem.
Huge
but I
issue.
feel like if you would have built off season 4, and Vecna not only came back looking like, you know, Treebeard, Ultron, and Vecna put together, so he looked awesome, but he also had this army with him, and it also wasn't, why is the Mind Flayer in the desert, and it felt like more of an all-out war.
Yeah.
Maybe this finale would have satisfied some more people. And honestly, like I get the thing with Dr. K and them wanting to continue the program and that being a threat throughout this season. So they're like, well, we gotta get rid of 11 and Kali because if they're still here, they're gonna keep going after them, all this stuff. But at some point, it should have just been like, maybe everybody should just be on the same side to fight the Upside Down. So if you're gonna freaking do Avengers Endgame, at least they actually look like they have more of a fighting chance. Because it honestly felt like maybe that's why we didn't get any Demodogs or Bats or anything like that. Because how the hell were they gonna defeat a Mind Flayer, Vecna, and a whole army? It's like they had to eliminate them so they actually had a fighting chance.
I still don't get why the military was involved at all whatsoever. I still don't understand why they were doing the experiments on those kids to begin with. Like, what is the end goal there for them? I don't understand it.
I feel like it had something to do with like US stuff. Like that's why they tied it in with the Russians a little bit. I mean, they don't explain it deeply, but I'm pretty sure there was something in season 4 with like a flashback to 11 or something that made it seem like they were trying to enhance her to, you know, spy on the Russians or something like that. I don't know. I'd
see,
have to
it's just like
that. But see what I'm doing? I'm trying to like, I think.
Yeah, they just never actually, I don't know. And maybe I didn't watch closely enough, but I just don't understand why they restarted the program and why they keep doing this over and over again, or why they were ever doing it in the first place. Like, were they trying to make a bunch of child soldiers, or, you know, I don't know. I don't get it. And that's why the military involvement was honestly just really annoying at this point. It was annoying that they were posing the threat to 11 still. Did they just blow up all the pregnant ladies in the Upside Down?
Well, I guess, yeah, it's as if, you know...
I mean, I know they said that they were dying. If they didn't blow up
the pregnant women, eventually, like, if they got them out, like, eventually they would have had those kids that would have been enhanced in some way, right?
No, I think they would have died, like, without 11's blood. Because Kali said that they were all dying.
Oh, you're right. Well, somebody else did die. There's all the pregnant ladies. See, can't say there was no casualties, guys.
Oh, that's not good.
Listen, and then like there is some stuff where it's just like, all right, they were at odds with the military the whole time. Hopper and Nancy gunned down like 15 of them. We jump 18 months later. Hopper's chief again. Nancy moved on. What happened to Dr. K? Like, is fair questions to ask there. Like, there wasn't any like, they saw 11 blow up and the whole military was just like, all right, fuck it, later. Like,
program's over, it's over.
Program's over, like, I don't know. And maybe they purposely left, like, the Dr. K stuff open-ended because maybe if they do end up doing some spin-off with 11, maybe that's going to come back around. I'm not saying I want to see that because that was, like, the least interesting thing of this season. I feel like that stuff should have died with Dr. Brenner last season, who was actually a super good actor and compelling. Nothing against the woman who played Dr. K. I didn't care for her.
Her character was pointless.
It was pointless. Like, this whole season should have just been the big bad, Vecna, Mind Flayer. And that's why I think they should have just started off this season probably going right back into battle and losing, and then having to come back to Hawkins and regroup and whatever else, and then we go back and have, you know, the big battle at the end or something like that. But
yeah,
I don't know. What do you have any pros? Because I'll say this. I still love the epilogue.
I like the epilogue too.
I thought it was a great way to end.
Yeah, I like that all the kids get to live their lives and do what they wanted to do. I mean, Jonathan went to NYU like he always wanted to. Since he wanted to go there since he was 6 years old, Lonnie, and he went to NYU. I don't know. I feel like they still kind of left Nancy kind of just like not knowing what she wants to do with her life at all.
I know they said she went to school, but then she left school, and then she got a job at the Herald, New York Herald. Is that it? I mean, good for her, I guess. So she's a working lady, but and Steve over here, like. You want to talk about sticking
all the girls.
You want to talk about sticking the landing with Steve. Nothing fits his character more after 5 seasons. I'm sorry if you disagree. That's your opinion. This is mine. Nothing fits his character more than becoming the coach of the baseball team, teaching sex ed, and then they show Dustin at college, and Steve went to meet up with his best friend, dude. That nothing fits that guy's character more. You're talking about sticking the landing something.
Steve had a great ending.
That guy had a great ending, and you thought they even teased he was going to die for half a second there.
Yeah. Literally just like for shock value, just to be like, oh,
just to pull your
heartstrings. Fake. Yeah.
And I think so they can get that scene with him and Jonathan, so it can
reconcile their differences.
Yeah, just so they can feel like there wasn't unfinished business there, I guess, and they can have the scene at the end where they're all friends. Yeah, I guess, but I
guess.
And then everyone was like, "What happened to Vicky?" I'm like, "Bro, who cares? I don't care what happened to her."
But I just don't understand. Like, wouldn't Robin still talk about her if they were still together? And like, I think that's weird that she was just never brought up again. When after you go through something like that together, you would think that you wouldn't just like break up. But I guess I don't know. It's like how we never learn what happened between Susie and Dustin.
Those are the two things that, listen, like I already brought up a bunch of unfinished plot holes that we've seen throughout the season. Those are the two things that I couldn't care less about. I don't care what happened to Vicky. I don't care what happened to Susie. Dustin had like the coolest moment at graduation, doing exactly what Eddie said he was going to do. And I know, dude, one thing that was cool is when Dustin and Steve go underneath the Mind Flayer. Like, even Steve said it. I was like, yeah, look at this guy, dude. He barely even knew the guy. It was cool.
It was great because I thought Steve and Eddie had like a cool little connection in the Upside Down.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was great that Eddie kind of haunted the narrative the entire season. There were so many nods to Eddie, not even just Dustin referencing him by name, but like in the beginning when Robin was like a good friend once said, bad news first always. And I was like, that's Eddie. Like for people like me that really just missed his presence on the show, it was really cool to see that, you know, he wasn't just going to be another side character death that was quickly forgotten. So I thought that was really cool. I thought it was cool that Dustin did exactly what Eddie wanted to do and he was going to graduate. What do you think? Do you think Eleven's alive?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Because why even show that scene if she's not?
Yeah, and
like I was
kind of
cool
like
with her being dead for like 30 minutes until they changed it.
Like I like that they leave it open-ended because it's kind of like a D&D campaign where you kind of get to decide how you see Eleven's ending going. But even like in the moment, it didn't make sense. Like they made a point to show all of the kryptonite, like the sound wave thingies, like they literally pan to them and they're on. And then 11 goes into the mind realm with Mike. And I was like, how would she be doing that when all that... when that sound's going? She has no nosebleed after going in there. And also, like, how the heck would she get from the van all the way over there without anybody noticing when she's the one person they're looking for?
I know.
Yeah, there's no way. There's just no way. So
yeah, she's definitely alive. And again, like we already talked about, I wouldn't be surprised they purposely left that open ended to come back to it down the line for a Stranger Things spinoff or something like that. But
Yeah.
she's off doing that, and I don't think anything could have ended this show better than the rest of the party playing D&D in the basement one more time.
It was cute. It was cute that Max
I
joined.
loved it, dude. I know, and it's like clearly they do the 18-month time jump, and it's like clearly they were trying to get her to play for all this time, and she finally did. And not only is she playing, but she's actually emotionally invested to where she's getting pissed off because Mike's just rage baiting her with the teeth.
Yeah.
I was like, that's hilarious. That scene
great.
was fantastic. That's exactly the last like scene that I wanted to end this show, was just them finally doing what Will was asking them to do all of season 3. Like, can we just please go play D&D?
Yeah, like I just want to play D&D.
People were also making jokes that how the hell did Max graduate, because they were freshmen, I believe, at the beginning of season 4.
Yeah.
And I guess it's almost near the end of the year. It's like they're about to hit spring break, but then she goes into a coma for 2 years? And then it's only an 18-month time jump from the end, so it's like, how the hell did she make up all that?
Yeah.
How the hell did you graduate, dude? And I know you were failing.
Like, explain to everyone that he was just alive that whole time, and then
he just got his role as chief back.
Yeah. And then
those are just some of the things that I guess.
I like that he and Joyce got engaged. That was sweet.
That was a nice scene too. I thought that was a good ending for them.
I did not think Hopper was sad enough about 11 in the moment.
Like when she actually died?
Yeah, like that was what he was afraid of happening the whole season. And then I don't know, he just accepted it very quickly, but there was an 18-month time jump that we had to go through, but I don't know. I just thought I don't like coming for actors' performances, because what do I know? Mm-hmm. But I just have to say, Finn Wolfhard, who plays Mike, was getting carried through this finale episode, dude. Like,
really? I thought this was like
this
episode.
Tear.
This episode specifically, I thought was his best performance all season.
No,
besides maybe 4.
I do not agree. Like, he should have been bawling when 11 was saying goodbye to him in the mind realm, and he wasn't. It looked like he was trying, but he wasn't. Like, at the end of it, she said, "I love you." He didn't say it back, and
which
he
was
had
weird.
Dry eyes. That was weird.
Why did you just say that? You're about to lose her.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah. Like, the Please Don't Leave Me L was really good, and, like, that hit, but I just thought it was weird. I think he cried maybe, like, a little bit at the very end when he was, like, putting their books away. I don't know. I just felt his performance kind of took me out of it. When they showed him screaming L so many times. Like, so many times.
Well, that didn't take me out of it.
It was
if anything,
just very repetitive. It was like the same scene of him, though, over and over. You know what I mean?
They just show the scene, they cut away, they come back, but they just play it backwards.
It was, though. Like, it felt like it was the exact same thing. He was in the same position. I don't know. He didn't sell it for me in this last episode, which it doesn't matter. But it's just like my 2 cents. I don't know if anyone else feels that way. But I think Millie did really, really great in this last episode.
Same thing, probably your best episode all season.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Before this episode, I was like, Millie, like, we still gotta...
Yeah.
Come on, we gotta finish this up. What are we doing here?
Yeah. And listen, we talked about it. I'm not one of these people who got taken out of it because the actors are older. Like, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Nobody's fault besides the show, taking longer. But it did feel like... I don't even know how to put this, dude. Like, I think I was still waiting for, like we know 11 Millie Bobby Brown could be great. And we just didn't really see it up until last night. Because she didn't really, I don't know, she kind of, a lot of this cast didn't really do much most of the season.
Yeah.
Because most of the season was Holly. And that was a big problem for me.
I feel like before the finale, it was really Sadie and Caleb McLaughlin carrying Lucas.
Oh, yeah,
yeah, I felt like those two were really carrying.
Oh, yeah, we didn't even talk about that scene from Volume 2.
Oh, from Volume 2, that was really sweet. And they played the same song that they played when she died. And they played that same song when she came back, which was like,
I don't remember the song. It's not running up that hill.
When I'm cold, I want to die or something like that. I'm not kidding. That's what it's called, something like that.
No, their thing was great. Although, even Karen, I'm sorry, guys, we're jumping back to Volume 2 real quick. Even Karen Wheeler coming in for the save was great. it was weird though that the Demodogs or whatever got
What
easily
doesn't
distracted.
make any
Easily
sense to me is
distracted.
like the Demodogs and the Demogorgons can track where people are across dimensions, like knew exactly where to cut through in the dimension to get to Holly Wheeler, like can track people from another dimension. But when they're in the same room, like when they were in the bathroom with Holly and Karen and
Yeah.
had no idea they were in the tub, and then in the hospital they had no idea with music playing, had no idea they were hiding right there. Like
That's where we go back to the power scaling thing earlier.
Stupid.
By the
Yeah.
way, Ted Wheeler, his life was up in the air. We weren't sure if he made it or not because his kids did not go to visit him in the hospital. But he was at that graduation. He made it. He's still alive. What an OG.
He got one last line in. He was like, language.
He had the easiest role through all 5 seasons, and you know what? Talk about making the most of his role. He's a legend online. He's a meme online. Good for him.
Lounging around,
hitting those golf balls while his family's getting assaulted. But
yeah.
I mean, what else is there really to talk about? I mean, listen, overall, did they stick the landing, as they say? This is the best, after the season we got, it's the best case scenario ending.
I agree.
And I still think, like, the main 6 should have absolutely been alive, which they are. So I'm cool with that. I just wish the overall season was a little bit better than it was. And we weren't left with so many more questions than answers about some of these little plot holes that maybe in the grand scheme of things don't matter because they did what they set out to do.
Yeah.
But it's still, we already talked about all of them. It's still just like, we never found out why Vecna wanted 12 kids and why November 6th and what's with the play and all that stuff. We still never got any answers. So that is a little bit like, well, I just wish the whole season gave us those.
People have a lot to say about season 4, not necessarily in a bad way like they do with season 2, but people have kind of said that season 4 was kind of like the beginning of it, like going in a bad direction, I guess. But when I think about the highs of season 4, like running up that hill and, you know, the graveyard scene and the Master of Puppets scene and the finale where that whole Master of Puppets sequence where they're like fighting for their lives against the bats.
So fire.
Like all of that was so good. And there's not a single moment from season 5 that even felt like it measured up to any of those moments in season 4. So I would say season 5 is my least favorite season. I think it was, I don't know, it felt the least like Stranger Things. I think if I ever go back and rewatch the show, I will not be rewatching season 5.
Just watch the finale. Like, that's maybe, and maybe episode 4 if you want to see Will, like, you know, get his powers, but like, you could kind of skip a lot of this season.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be rewatching it at all. I think if I were to rate season 5, I'd give it a 5. Like, I don't think it's good. Yeah. I really don't.
No, I agree. The highs of season 4 are great. And like I said earlier, like it started getting pretty big world and the stakes started getting pretty high in season 4 too. But it was still just so good. So I don't mean to keep saying it, but things that might irk me a little bit, it's like I can kind of look past these because Eddie's playing a guitar in what I thought was a toxic environment, but this is the craziest, coolest scene ever. Who fucking cares?
And it was still like a dangerous environment. Like just because they could breathe there, like that doesn't bother me. Like they didn't know that it wasn't that you could breathe it. Like they obviously were just in hazmat suits because they weren't sure. But like, okay, it is breathable. That's fine. But like they had to watch every step that they took to make sure they didn't step on vines. But then when you get to season 5 and they've built an entire military facility down there and they're driving in and out of there all the time. There's no Demogorgons, Demobats, nothing.
And it's like...
I don't understand how they said that Dr. Brenner created the exotic matter, but we had never had any reason to believe that Dr. Brenner had ever gone to the Upside Down. Like they had people connected to lines, like sending them into the Upside Down. And you're telling me that they were actively working in the lab in the Upside Down to create the exotic matter. So like, how did the Upside Down exist before the exotic matter? Or did Brenner create the Upside Down? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
And here's one more thing on top of that. All the times everybody's gone to the Upside Down, nobody saw the wall the entire time.
Yeah, like, I don't understand that. I don't understand any of it, honestly. I don't get it.
I'm not even trying to be a hater. Again, I think that I'm just going to keep repeating myself here, but Uh, where was I going? I don't know. Listen, I think overall, season 5 will be my least favorite as well. I'm not one of these season 2 haters.
Me either.
Season 3, I think, is my favorite season. Season 2 is my second favorite season.
I
I
don't
don't.
think season 3, I'm like lower on season 3 than most people. I feel like I really didn't like that the big bad they were facing in season 3 was a goo monster most of the time, up until like the finale where it
Yeah.
was the mind flayer. I mean, I liked, the Starcourt vibes, obviously, and I really liked Max and Eleven and their
Hmm.
relationship being built in that season. But I feel like I would probably go with like season 4 being my favorite, and then 1, and then like 2 and 3 are like interchangeable for me.
Yeah.
Like I don't mind season 2 at all. It has the Halloween vibes. We get Max for the first time, and we're still like actively in the lab, and we have
Yeah.
Will, but Will's still
I
being
think
controlled by
one of the
Vecna.
biggest things, oh, and that's stuff with Will in season 2 so far, dude. One of
Hmm.
the biggest things about season 3 that I enjoyed was Dacre Montgomery's in it a ton, and
Yeah.
obviously Billy dies at the end of it, but like he does freaking phenomenal that
Yeah, he
season.
does.
So like, and then the Mind Flayer goo monster, whatever the hell it is, at the Starcourt Mall at the end. Like I don't know if it's episode 7, which I think is when Elle gets bit by whatever when it first shows up. But like those for
Yeah.
that like pre-ultimate episode and the finale of season 3 are just great. That was another thing that bothered me about this season too, is like that second to last episode before the finale of a season is so important to set the stage, and episode 7 just did not do
It
that.
definitely did not leave us hyped going
Yeah.
into the finale, no.
Like all I was thinking about all week when Stranger Things would come up online or something like that, I'd just be like, I just want this to be good. Like I just want them to have a good ending, and they did. Like I'll always remember, I guess, that last D&D campaign they had, and then everybody getting up to put their books back, Mike being the storyteller and going through everybody, and we get to see a look into their future a little bit, was great. And everybody going up the stairs, Mike being the last one, all Holly and Derek and all the rest of the kids coming down to play D&D was cool. That whole thing was great. I just wish the rest of the season was better than it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
So season 3, season 2, what's the third spot for me if I'm ranking these?
4. Or is it 1?
I don't know. Maybe it's 4 specifically because of some of the highs we talked about. Like the Dear Billy episode is phenomenal. Eddie Munson is freaking phenomenal throughout that season. So yeah, it's probably 4, then 1. But it's one of those things where I can hear an argument for literally any one of those seasons.
Yeah.
It's just season 5 that's clearly last
Yeah, it's
place.
clearly just not good. Yeah, which sucks. Like that sucks.
Yeah.
That's the way it had to be. But what would you rate it out of 10?
Man, I want to give it a 6. But like we're talking about the highs that each season has. What highs did this
It
season
has
have?
none.
Like
It
if
has
maybe if that
none.
end fight was better. Like and yeah, one thing I thought was cool is Joyce being the last one that shot Vecna's head off, and
I
us
wasn't
getting
sure how to feel about that actually. I was like, do I love that Joyce was the one that like
I'm glad they gave her something to do. She had like nothing in this.
yeah, like why was
season.
she there? I don't know. I was like,
She
why
was just
she
following
even there?
along. She was just hanging out with Will. I mean,
Yeah.
it makes sense, and you kind of get. She was like, I think that's the only f-bomb we've ever gotten in Stranger Things history.
Yeah.
And she's like, you fucked with the wrong family, and then as she's cutting his head off, you get to see everybody
All
who
the
was affected.
flashbacks.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
that's the stuff that I like that brings it all together. It's just
Yeah.
the build up that was my problem.
Yeah.
The ending to the story was good.
Yeah. As good as it could be.
Episode 1 through 7 though. I don't know what happened here, man. I don't know what happened here, man.
We lost the plot. We
Lost
lost
a
the
little
plot.
bit, but I don't know. I'll give it a 6. I'll be fair. I'll give it a 6, I guess.
Okay.
Maybe I'm being like, you know what? The epilogue's bringing it to a 6.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair.
because Dustin's graduation speech was just that good.
It was good.
There's-
I
there's,
don't even know how Max can see either. Like she was,
It's another thing too. It's like, man, she
Yeah.
got over that coma real fast.
Yeah.
dude.
she got, yeah.
And then I know it was like 18 months later, so she's like walking again, she's skating again. But I was just like, yeah, I don't know. There's just some things that we'll just have to theorize for the rest of this.
Just look the other way, I guess.
We're just gonna have to look the other way. Those Hellfire Live shirts that Dustin was wearing are gonna be on Hot Topic.
Oh yeah.
3 weeks from now. Just
Yep.
you rest assured, dude. But I guess that's all we have to talk about for this. We kind of hit everything, like pro, con, every thought we had on just this whole season. I don't really think we have anything else, right? Stranger Things wise.
Not Stranger Things wise. We could talk about some Doomsday stuff.
Pour one out for Stranger Things, guys. It's over. It's over. But yeah, absolutely. Doomsday.
Goodbye, Stranger Things.
She was like, I won't miss it.
I won't.
I felt very nostalgic when I started doing my rewatch, before Volume 1 came out, and I started from Season 1 and went all the way, and I was just like, man, I forgot how enjoyable this show was, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, for that, it's like, man, you hate to see it go, but it's what it is. Everything's got to move on eventually.
Everything's had its time. Yeah.
Everything's had its time.
Yeah.
But Avengers Doomsday, there is, I guess, some stuff we could talk about with Doomsday. We did, like I said at the beginning of this, do a little reaction to the Thor teaser trailer that came out earlier this week, which, same thing with the Steve Rogers one, it's like a minute and some change. And It's kind of just like almost like a couple of mini scenes. Not necessarily like, big trailer or anything like that. But it's a nice little thing to set the stage and get you hyped and let you know that Thor's coming back for Doomsday, which we already kind of knew. But clearly the Thor that we're getting in Doomsday is leaning a hell of a lot closer to the Thor we've all wanted to see back for quite some time. Not Fat Thor at Endgame, not Taika Waititi's version of Thor in Love and Thunder. We're getting back to peak Chris Hemsworth as Thor in Avengers Doomsday. And again, there's always so much to talk about with that trailer, but dude is praying to the gods for the most power he could possibly contain, because he knows that Doomsday is coming. And I don't know what he's seen up until this point, but obviously this god in Thor is shaking in his boots.
Yeah. Like, please
sick.
Let me survive and get back to my daughter, please. Like,
I know, dude.
What happened? What could have possibly happened? Yeah, I just don't know how they're going to power scale Doom, like, in the beginning of this movie to get us to be like, oh.
Definitely some magic, I assume, because I know Doom.
Sorcerer Doom.
Something. There's going to be, probably some stuff like that. People have rumored that he might rip Thor's arm off. Not kill him, but rip one of his arms off.
Where's that coming from?
I don't know. Maybe it's something in the comics. This is where you guys can help us out in the comments. In the comments.
In the comics.
But I keep seeing that, like, people being like, oh, he's going to rip his arm off. And they specifically just keep saying his arm. I'm like, what's up with that? But
weird.
So I don't know what's up with that. But, I don't know. But I definitely think this movie's going to start hot. And guys, it's 2026. We are officially in Avengers Doomsday year. The countdown is on. And Marvel's about to have a phenomenal year. I mean, we got Daredevil Born Again in March. We have Punisher Special in June. Spider-Man Brand New Day in July. And Doomsday in December. And Avengers Endgame back in theaters in September, which is going to be cool to see that again. X-Men 97 in the summer, I believe. And then I don't know if I'm forgetting anything.
You said Daredevil Born Again, the Punisher Special. Yeah. Wonder Man comes out in a couple weeks.
Guys, I'm not watching Wonder Man, bro.
Yes, you are. Like, we have to talk about it. We have to watch it. I'm serious. Like, we have to watch it.
Dude, I know there was a part of you that didn't even want to finish Stranger Things, but we had to talk about it for a year. But that's
you
different,
guys, I
dude.
think it's just because they, like, dragged out this last season that I was like, oh my gosh, I just want it to be over now. Like, after it wasn't hitting and we had to wait, like, from Thanksgiving to Christmas and then again for the finale, I was like, I just want this to be over. Like, it's not good. It just
Wrap
needs to
it
be
up.
done. Wrap it up. Like, cut the cameras. I'm done.
I don't know, man. We'll talk about Wonder Man. That's this month. I don't know when the exact date is, but
January,
they're dropping
like,
all 8 episodes at
something.
once, which tells me they know it's probably not good and they just want the conversation to be short-lived. Because that's what they did with what was that other show they did? I don't know, but they did that with another show like last year or the year before. Just dropped it all at once because they were like,
didn't
let's
they do that
keep
with like Miss Marvel or something like that?
Echo?
Yeah, they did that with Echo. Yeah.
I don't know. But, besides that.
I watched Echo.
Was it good?
No.
Well, there you go. I'm sure.
Dude, that last episode was something else, let me tell you.
Like, why would I want to start my year with Marvel with Wonder Man? Like, there's
You
so
don't
much
know.
peaking
Like,
coming this
but
year.
what if it is good though? You don't know. You can't just write it off like that.
Is it going to be any better? Is it going to be any better than like Brave New World that I just watched, which was
I don't know,
a super
but
mid movie?
like, one thing that does kind of tell me a little bit about this show is that they are not even trying to market this show, dude. They're not even trying. We're in the month that it comes out, and they like gave it one post.
I literally saw a poster for it today, which is probably the
Yeah.
first poster that came out. Which, like,
Yeah.
guys, and that's my personal opinion. It's because they know it's not good, and it's something that came together a couple of years ago when they were kind of off. So they're just like, all right, well, it's already done. We got to put it out. So let's just put it out all at once.
We'll
Minimal
see.
marketing, and the conversation will be, you know, in and out.
We will.
No one's gonna be talking about Wonder Man, dude. We got Avengers Doomsday trailers. Eventually, we're gonna get a brand new day trailer. Like, that's the conversation.
Guys,
I love you, Marvel. I'm just saying. I'm sorry.
If that trailer for the X-Men was real, and I think that it is, like, it looked very similar to every other trailer that we've gotten so far, we will know on Tuesday whether it was real or not when they post the next wave of Doomsday trailers. But if it was real, like, I'm going to be so insufferable when this movie comes out about the X-Men, just about James Marsden and his portrayal of Cyclops all together, and how he's finally getting the chance to bring a Cyclops to the big screen that we have never gotten before. And it might go down as one of the greatest iterations of Cyclops of all time. Even in just the like 2 clips that we saw, dude, like that. And it looked so good.
I wouldn't be surprised if that dude's in this movie for like 10 minutes and then gets slimed. But you best believe if that's the case, no matter how long he's in this movie, it's going to be a peak appearance.
Yeah, it's going to be a peak appearance. And like, I'm obviously not banking on the X-Men having a huge role in this movie. You know, we have no idea how this is going to go. But I don't think that they're... I don't know though, like, when you think about how Mr. Kelsey Grammer was hinting at how Beast and Reed Richards have a lab scene together, I'm like, well, maybe
I don't know, man.
We don't know. We don't know.
There's going to be so many questions about this movie. We have an entire year, basically, still to go until we see Avengers Doomsday, which hurts, but there's just so much along the way.
But we're in the year now.
We're in the year. We have an exciting road to Doomsday, which is going to be great. When that X-Men trailer drops, definitely we'll be making a little reaction to it on Tuesday, assuming if they're going to keep following the same pattern. And then if they're going to keep these, teasers and stuff going, we don't really know who's going to be the next one after the X-Men, so that's going to be pretty sick. I hope it doesn't leak, because that'll be something we can like see for the first time truly and be like, oh my god, like whatever it is.
Actually see it for the first time, And
then hopefully, we get
an actual... Or you could just not watch it.
It's so hard though. Like, I don't even want to watch stuff when it leaks, but like, it's just in your face everywhere.
Yeah.
You just have to not go on social media because everybody's talking about it. It's just
I looked for that X-Men trailer. I was like, I have to see it. I have to know.
Well, it's like, and Marvel, if you're listening, like, I'm sorry, but like, what do you want me to do? People are putting it out there. You might be putting it out there on purpose. I don't know, but like,
we don't know.
I'm just saying, like, I want to see the brand new day trailer in HD quality. I'm waiting on that. That I've stayed away from, but like, these X-Men trailers are impossible, or these Avengers trailers, I should say, are impossible, bro.
Yeah.
But that's all I got to say.
That's all you have to say. I can't wait. It's gonna be a big year.
It's gonna be a big year, guys.
A really big year.
We got a lot of fun plans for 2026. This is the first episode of the year. If you're not in our Discord, be sure to join it, which is linked down below here on YouTube. We definitely want to start dropping some more Lightforce podcast merchandise, which some of you guys have been asking about. I got some fun ideas that can coincide with some Marvel stuff releasing this year.
Really cool ideas.
Really cool ideas.
You
so
guys
definitely be
like
tuned. Definitely
Maybe next week we can kind of do our 2025 recap of like films, and maybe do like our top 10 films of 2025 or something.
If I have 10 of them.
Yeah, if we have 10.
We'll talk.
I don't know if we... Yeah, we'll meet back up on that.
When we go
I feel like we got to do some kind of recap for 2025, though. Maybe we can just do projects,
just like overall projects, and yeah, maybe we could do that.
Yeah.
And then, like,
You guys can always join our Discord and let us know what suggestions or what questions you have, because we always love seeing what you guys want to see, and we
Yes.
like hearing what you guys would like to hear us talk about. And we like being able to go back to some of your questions. I haven't even checked because I've been dying. I don't know if we have any more, if we have any questions for this week. I can check really quick.
Yeah, check really quick, but I'll just do the little housekeeping while she's doing that, so we don't have to do it at the end. Again, guys, be sure to go follow the Lightforce podcast on Instagram and TikTok. We're going there pretty frequently, and that'll be, well, I guess the Discord will probably be the first to know anytime we drop any merch or anything like that, which I'm hoping will be March, maybe earlier, but I'm thinking March might be when we drop a little bit of a lineup of stuff. So just stay tuned to all the social medias for the Lightforce podcast.
Lightforce podcast. We don't have any new questions, like newer, relevant questions or
That's
anything
fine.
like that. So, yeah, I think it was a good episode, though. I'm sorry if I'm low energy, guys.
We're getting back in, everybody, the holiday blues, or the holiday hangover, dude. We're just trying to get slowly but surely into the new year.
Seasonal depression is about to set in.
Oh, it's already set in, dude. It's cold and dark outside. I want to shoot myself.
It is, dude. Whoa. Whoa.
Oh, dear. I'm about to 11 myself, dude. Because we thought she died.
Too soon.
Too soon. It ain't too soon. But that's all I got this week, guys. Definitely stay tuned to our social media, because we'll definitely react to the X-Men trailer when it drops on Tuesday. New podcast next Friday. And we also want to start doing some like separate YouTube videos that are non-podcast. So if you have guys have anything like you want us to do, games you want us to play, conversations to be had, let us know as well. But that's all I got for this week. What about you?
I think that's all I have too. Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, Stranger Things Season 5 has come and gone. The show has come and gone. The epilogue was great. Season 5 overall, it's pretty mid, but
mid
is what it is. Is what it is, guys. It's going to be a great year for Marvel, though. Doomsday, countdown's on. All right, guys, we'll see you next week.